Nigeria is looking to fast-track the construction of a 5,600-kilometer gas pipeline to Morocco, capable of supplying Europe. This was after a total breakdown in diplomatic relations with Niger scuttled the Trans-Sahara pipeline to Algeria. Sitting on an estimated 203 TCF of proven natural gas reserves, Nigeria hopes to become a major supplier to Europe as the continent shifts away from Russian gas. However, according to S&P Global Commodity Insights data, LNG exports to Europe fell 22.7% in 2023, due partly to insufficient deep-water gas projects and export infrastructure. Until recently, officials expected the $13 billion Trans-Saharan gas pipeline as the solution. President Ijaw Youth Congress Jonathan Lokpobiri joins us now to discuss the Nigeria-Morocco gas project. Good to have you join us on Newsday. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, some analysts have labeled the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline as a white elephant project. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this.
First, our concerns are much more beyond just the consideration that this project is a white elephant project. Our considerations or our concerns about this project, first, is that this project was conceived by the previous administration and surreptitiously signed without people of Ijaw land knowing even the content of the feasibility study, which was signed in 2021. But the project itself was signed in 2022 before the last administration left. The question is, why this magnitude of project conducted in absolute secrecy with no Ijaw community being aware that the gas under their land is being piped to faraway Dakhla in Morocco to Spain with no benefit, with no Ijaw man, no Niger Delta being involved in this project. So we are completely opposed to this project. As much as the project will make Nigeria a gas hub, there will be no employment for the people of Ijaw land. There will be no benefit to the people of Niger Delta. If brass, they are willing to pipe a gas for about 5,600 kilometers to Dakhla in Morocco, and they cannot fund a project of brass pipeline, LNG, so that employment can be generated in brass in Ijaw land. We are completely opposed to the method by which this project is conducted. So it's far beyond the project being considered an elephant project.
All right, would your concerns also include the fact that there is the ongoing OB3 project, the OB3 gas project, which is also supposed to pass gas from the south-south region to the west. And this has been ongoing for several years without any form of or any gas produced. The NNPC boss, that Melikari, had said that mid-August it was going to begin to produce gas, but we've not seen anything in that regard. And this is one project, you call it a white elephant project, and it looks like there is some speed in the execution of this particular project, but the in-house, the internal project, which has been ongoing for years, hasn't been seen to a justiciable end.
Your worries are just as mine, if I must respond to this. The simple truth is that projects that will benefit Nigerians are always ostensibly abandoned for reasons that are only known to those who are responsible for those responsibilities. But the question here is that if they could not execute properly projects that can be done with far less amount in value in terms of resources required, how can I be convinced as an Ijaw man that you are piping out the gas under my land without my communities being involved? And Islamic Bank is the one funding this project, well over $20 billion. And there's no Ijaw community has been consulted, even in the EIA assessment. And meanwhile, these projects have been signed because Buhari was president and resources under our land ostensibly belong to the federal government. How do you expect us to live in peace in one nation when the resources under my land are taken off with no regard or no recourse to even how our people will survive under any guise? So our concern as a people is that this project, mind you, was initially conceived and it was targeted to go to another Arab country within Africa, Algeria. It was stopped by MEND because of threat. Today, they've gone through the back and a newer agreement has been signed with no Ijaw community, no Niger Delta, and being aware of the magnitude of this project. This is a project that will take over 7,000 kilometers from Brass Island to Dakhla in Morocco, and it will enroute many African countries from Benin, Togo, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, all through to Morocco, and it will go to join with the Maghreb gas project. The question is, where is the benefit of this project to Ijaw land? Where is the benefit of this project to Niger Delta? That's the first question to even answer before the quality of preparedness as to whether the project will be completed. So the question is, if the resources, the gold, the californium in Zamfara, other places are mined by them, what happens to the people of Niger Delta that they are not even considered worthy to be on the table of negotiations, to be part of this project that, if it is meant for economic prosperity of Nigerians from every part of this country? This is the greatest concern the people of Niger Delta and Ijaw people have, specifically the Ijaw people that I represent as president of council.
Now, in the meantime, some Nigerians, are worried, saying that at this time, should we be more concerned about sending gas to Europe? Shouldn't we concentrate more on domestic use and then maybe regional markets in Africa? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. You are absolutely correct. We want Brass LNG developed. Brass is just open to the sea. Let vessels come and buy gas from Brass, just as today they are buying this from Bonny. That will also solve the problem of insecurity and then unemployment in our land. There's no wisdom behind piping our gas in secrecy to Europe when there's lack of employment, when there's lack of electricity in Nigeria. So this project, as far as we're concerned, as it was conceived under secrecy, we consider this project as a threat to our economic survival as a people. And I think that this project must be reviewed. Nigerians need gas for domestic use. If for any reasons all around the world are going to Russia to buy gas, in the same manner, they can buy gas in Nigeria. It will create multiple or millions of employment opportunities for Nigerians. We cannot give what we don't even have for domestic use to Europe.
But isn't that the idea of going to this Nigeria-Morocco project to ensure that Nigeria now begins to sell to that country, and especially considering the fact that it would be going through several other countries, as you mentioned, across the line? Don't you think that this would spread the gas market of Nigeria? And perhaps this would also open the eyes of the federal government to tap into some other gas resources that we have?
The idea of a project in natural resources abundant in our land for economic prosperity is never a bad idea. But the method you go about it will show whether you are genuine in your desire to open the gas market to the rest of the world. This gas belongs to people. Consult with the people. Include them in the business. Have you bothered to ask whether any Niger Delta, any Ijaw man is involved in this project itself? Even at the outer level of just consultancy, we are not even aware that this project has gone to advanced stage. So these projects must not continue until our people get to know their stake in this project. I don't want our people to push Niger Deltans and Ijaw people back to the old ways of violent agitation. It's never going to help anybody in Nigeria. So our appeal is for those who have fraudulently conceived this idea, there's now time for negotiations. Let them get back to our people. Let our people get involved in this project. We're interested.
Mr. Jonathan Lokpobiri, President, Ijaw Youth Congress, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.